Okay, welcome back. We are at part 2 of engine failures on takeoff. Now, people often ask me what is the most dangerous part of the flight, of any flight, and in my opinion, I would say the takeoff is the most dangerous part. That's when your life is at most danger. Now, when you're flying a Cessna 172 like this at the flying school, they'll teach you to climb out at 70 knots. So you're looking on your airspeed indicator, you're climbing at 70 knots, okay? Within the first 300 feet, you have an engine failure at that point. You don't have any altitude and you don't have any airspeed to speak of to do anything about it, which is why your flying instructor would always tell you to lower the nose and land ahead. Do not even attempt to turn around and land back on the runway behind you. So you've got two things: speed, and the other, and stack the odds in your favor. I'm going to show you a technique that I have developed. It's not something that I've thought of particularly. I've discussed it with other pilots, and I have actually tried it out, and it does work. So we've got to find a way of taking off that gives you more speed, okay, and more altitude, and puts you in a better position for doing that turn and landing back on. Okay, so I'm going to take the aircraft up to about 300 feet, and I'm going to cut the engine, and we're going to land back on. We're going to do that dead man's turn, okay, which should not be attempted by a student unless you're doing it in the simulator first, okay? Do it in the simulator because it's not an easy technique until you know what you're doing, okay? Controls are full and free movement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the aircraft low, and I'm going to let the speed build up, okay, until I'm looking at the end of the runway the whole time. And when I decide that I can no longer land back on the runway because I've run out of runway, I'm going to turn the aircraft 30 degrees to the right, okay, and then I'm going to start climbing, and I'm going to be climbing outside of the white arc, okay, so I'm not going to be using flaps for this maneuver until I'm coming into land. Okay, follow me through, watch this. Power in. T's and P's are good. Let's go. Brakes off. Wind today, we've got 10 degrees from the left. Wind's doing 19 knots. Okay, we're in the green arc. You can get the aircraft airborne. Now we're going to lower the nose. So that speed is now going to really rapidly increase. And I'm looking at the end of the runway. Can I still land? Yes. Can I still land? Yes. Can I still land? Yes. Can I still land? Probably not, actually. I'm probably going to go off the end of the runway and through the fence. Okay, 30 degrees to the left. And we're now going to trade that speed for altitude. There's 300 knots. Engine has failed. Okay, nose down. Watch our airspeed. Watch our airspeed. Okay, we've got enough speed to compensate for the fact that we don't have the altitude that we need. Okay, now back on runway heading, back just above the white arc. Okay, we can level the wings, we can apply the flaps because this is an emergency landing. We're right at the top of the, put all the flaps down because we've got a 20 knot tailwind now, okay, which will take us all the way off the end of the runway if we're not careful. So we just land as normal. Boom. Okay, so there's two good ideas. More airspeed for takeoff, okay, and the 30-degree turn combination. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate is the dead man's turn, as a student pilot would have it, flying at 70 knots at 300 feet. And we're going to attempt the dead man's turn, okay? Now, I'm obviously more experienced pilot than a student, but there's a very good chance that even I won't even make it. Okay, I might. But the one thing that happens when we turn the aircraft and we bank the aircraft and we start pulling back on the stick is we lose airspeed straight away and we lose height. Thanks for watching.